guys, welcome to another episode of Earn Your Strength. Today we're going to be talking about the human herbivore. Okay, now as many of you may know, I've been vegan for a little while now, and I'm just starting to realize the natural health benefits of it, the increased strength adaptations that you can get from it, and just the overall good nature of being an herbivore. Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys a couple of reasons. I don't want to delve into too much, but I'm going to give you guys a couple of reasons on how you can think there's no possible way that we're carnivores or omnivores. Okay, let's start with our ancestors. Okay, if you believe that we evolved from the great apes, then look at the great ape diet. Okay, if you look at a gorilla's diet is going to consist mostly of plant-based products and some bugs, ants, caterpillars, that kind of stuff. They don't eat meat at all. Okay, they're herbivores. They have a slight diet that caters a little bit towards insects. Okay, but they're plant-based. The next thing I want to talk to you about is our physiology, because this is the thing that really astounds me, that I've never learned about this. I did 4 years of kinesiology. We never talked about this. Okay, let's take a look at the physiology of the human body. Let's start with the jaw. Okay, what do you notice when you look at a jaw that we have versus the jaw of, say, a dog? Dog's a natural carnivore, right? So if you look at the jaw of a dog, it can't laterally deviate, whereas ours can. Now the reason for lateral deviation is for chewing, right? When you chew, you need to laterally deviate to break down fibers. A carnivore grabs its food, bites it, and just rips the flesh. Swallows that flesh whole, and it has digestive enzymes in its body that break down those proteins. We don't have that. We have hydrochloric acid, but in our body, if we produce hydrochloric acid, we get indigestion. So you take an anti-acid pill. But you can just avoid the entire problem by just not eating meat. Okay, so that's the first one, the mouth. When you look at our mouth, you see that we don't have canines like carnivores do. We have a mouth suited for chewing and breaking down starchy plant fibers. Okay, the main thing we want to get out of that is carbohydrates. I don't know why everybody avoids carbohydrates. It really confuses me. It's the main energy source for your muscle, for your brain. Okay, so if you're not eating enough carbs, you're just being foolish. Okay? The next thing I want to talk about is your intestines. A carnivore has very short intestines. There's a lot of bacteria in meat that a lot of people don't know about. So carnivores have very short intestines so that when they digest something like that, the bacteria doesn't stay in there for very long. Whereas herbivores, like ourselves, have a very long intestine. You can look in any textbook you want. It'll tell you that herbivores have intestines of about 10 to 12 times their body length, which is where we fall. We have very, very long intestines, very good digestive tracts, but it is not catered towards meat. We can get our protein from plant-based sources. Okay? The next thing is our hands. Now, everybody looks at their hand every day. If you look at the hand of a carnivore, a paw of a carnivore, claws, sharp claws for ripping and tearing flesh, quite literally. We don't have that. What do we have? We have hands, well, Frank, good for grabbing and picking, breaking things apart, but not ripping. We don't have long claws. I can claw myself with long nails, and I'm not ripping flesh. It's not going to happen. But what I can do is I can grab something, pull it, manipulate it, break it, breaking open nuts, pulling fruit out of a tree, picking stuff out of a crop, right? That's what we're built for. We have that physiology. Okay? Like I said, I don't want to get into too much here. I'm just giving you guys a short synopsis on why we are herbivores. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is our psychology. And this is probably one of the most astounding things that people just seem to forget. Now you go to the store and you go and buy meat. Everybody does it every week. You go and you're walking through Walmart, you're walking through the superstore, and you see all these things of meat, but you don't see the process that happens to get that meat. You just see the final product. You just see that lean piece of beef or that lean piece of chicken breast. You don't see the entire process. You don't understand what happens to the animal throughout that process. So if you want, you can go online and watch that kind of stuff. But I'm going to talk about a different kind of psychology. A carnivore has a psychology because it's a predator. It is hunting its prey. It is killing its prey for food. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need to hunt down animals and kill them for their food. We have 7 billion people on this planet. We can't sustain ourselves by hunting and killing food. So what have we decided to do? We've decided to grow livestock like they're a machine and just slaughter them. Okay, instead of just growing crops like we should be doing. But our psychology does not cater as a predator. We are a prey. Okay, that's just the reality of it. If you look at all the other animals in the animal kingdom, we are pretty much at the bottom of the food chain. If it wasn't for our advanced brain, which some people would still call a primitive Darwinian brain, but I think it's pretty advanced, we would be at the bottom of the food chain. We would be, herbivores. So to think about something, think about our psychology. You're walking down the street and you literally see a dead carcass on the street. Are you going to walk to that dead carcass and start eating it? No, definitely not. It's not part of your psychology. Most people would turn at the sight of blood. How can you call yourself a carnivore if you're looking at blood and you're turning away? A predator, a carnivore, would see a dead carcass, boom, right on that, right away. That's just the reality of it. And if you want to start advancing your strength, if you want to start living a healthier, more active life, I strongly suggest not even a vegetarian diet, a vegan diet, a plant-based diet. I also want to give you guys one more example of how our psychology does not cater towards being a carnivore. Okay? Take a child, a baby, put it in a crib and give it two things. One, a dead rabbit. Two, an apple. Okay? If that baby eats a dead rabbit, I'll switch my diet, I'll become a carnivore. But I guarantee you that baby does not go for a dead rabbit. I guarantee you that baby goes for the apple. Okay, we are human herbivores. Okay, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Be sure to like and share. Thank you guys.